Welcome to the Art of Being Happy, Buddha's Guide to Modern Living from Jethavanarama Buddhist Monastery, Sri Lanka. This intriguing talk series brings timeless Buddhist wisdom to help you navigate life's challenges through simple, practical insights. Each episode offers gentle guidance for finding peace and joy in everyday moments. Join us on this journey toward lasting happiness and inner peace. Brought to you by Sanathanavani, the voice eternal.
Are you all here for your freedom? Are you? Are you steadfast on that? You want it and nothing else? Are you? Seriously? Are you willing to do whatever it takes for that? You sure? No buts, no ifs, no conditions? Come on, tell me the truth. There are still some buts on there. Too much of anything is not too good, is it? Too much of Nibbana? You don't want too much of it, do you? You just want just a little bit of Nibbana. Huh? I don't want you to fool yourselves to death, ladies and gentlemen. You know, you can live your life in one of two ways. You can either live your life and achieve happiness, or you can live your life trying to find happiness. These two things are different. There can only be one path to happiness. If there's only one path to happiness, and you're all on different paths, then only one of you in this room can be right. If I asked you, put your hand up if you are, let's say, a teacher, there will be some of you who put your hand up and say, I'm a teacher, I was a teacher. Then if I asked you, put your hand up if you're a doctor, or if medicine was your profession, or something related to medicine, then there will be some of you who will put your hand up. Then if I ask you if you want to be a scientist, that could be a computer scientist, a physicist, a biologist, a chemist, whatever, something to do with science, some of you will put your hand up. If maths was your field of interest, I ask you that, and then there will be others who will put their hand up. Then there'll be those who say, actually, Swami Namaste, at a very young age, I realized that studying education was not my thing. I was not very good at school anyway, so I chose sport. So that is how I wanted to make a future for myself. So then if I ask the sportsmen and women in this room to put their hand up, then there'll be some of you who'll put their hand up and go, I'm a sportsman. These are all different paths that you have chosen, with or without help from those who you lived with or without guidance. You have somehow chosen those paths, and now you are on these paths. You are all on these paths because you all want to get to one destination. Don't you see the irony in that? If you're all after the same thing, how can you all be on so many different paths? Either you're all wrong, or everyone but one in this room is wrong. I have also chosen a path. As you can see, this is my path. This is your path. Our paths are very numerous. Either we're all wrong, that can also be possible, none of us have discovered the path to happiness, or everyone in this room but one is wrong. And I'm not going to suggest that it is me right now. I will do later, but for now, I'm not going to suggest it's me. Let's assume it's one of you in the audience who's got it right. So one of you in this audience has chosen the right path, and everyone else, including myself, we all got it wrong. Okay? If you had chosen the right path, if you are on the right path, then the answers to these questions should be yes. Ready? Here's my question. Oh, here are my questions. You are never disappointed. Yes? You are never frustrated. You never get annoyed. Why am I saying these things? Because these are things that you don't want in your life. Agreed? Let's put a bunch of things you don't want in your life. Frustration? Anyone wants it? No. Disappointments? Anyone? Sorrow? Anyone? Volunteers? Sorrow? Sorrow going once? Sorrow going twice? Fear? Anyone? Anyone wanted? Anger? Anyone? My question is, you got to be free from anger because you don't want it. Or you must tell me, Swaminathan, no, I want anger. I define myself with anger. I am the angry one. We have the blessed one. Then there's always the late one. Remember at school, there was always the late one? Yeah. Then there was always the punctual one. They arrive even before the teacher does. There's the punctual one. Then there's the angry one. You may have one at home like that. I'm not speaking about the four-legged one. I'm speaking about the two-legged one. There's the angry one at home. Some of you might have that at home. There's the angry one. He's the angry one. No one, or he or she is the angry one. No one messes with them because they're the angry one. Then there's always the scared one. They're always scared. Never willing to take a risk. Never willing to do anything because always scared. They're always scared. Always scared. Scared of the dark. Scared of heights. Scared of adventure. Scared of asking someone out. Scared of, I don't know, scariness. They're scared of fear as well. They're just scared. They're just scared. There's them. Sorrow. Someone is always there. They're always sad. Always sad. I mean, even if Christmas came on Poya Day, these people, you can't cheer them up. They're always just so disappointed, so sorrowful, so disappointed, so frustrated all the time. You have these people in life. But I ask you the question, ladies and gentlemen, are these things you're all free of? Are you? So if I ask you, when was the last time you felt disappointed? You've got to be able to say, Swaminathan, I don't remember. And there can't be anything wrong with your memory either. Yeah, if you got short-term memory loss or memory loss of any sort, then you don't qualify to play this game with me. Because then you win. Yeah, then it's not an equal playing field. But if none of you have this problem, you don't have memory loss, you're all fine, then I ask you the question, put your hand up if there's anyone in this room who doesn't remember the last time they were disappointed. If you do, we are going to swap seats. Because you have also discovered the path that I'm on. These are things that you struggle with, but you're all on different paths in life. What does that tell you? Let's think like a scientist. I mean, put aside all the things society has taught you, the things you learned in books, the things you learned from your friends, right? Put all that to a side and just use your own intuition, use your own intelligence, use your own common sense, and come to some conclusions about whether the path that you're on, for the purpose of happiness, what is happiness again? Freedom from all of these things. Do you define happiness in any other way? What is your definition of happiness? There are two things you have to keep happy. One, you need to have a comfortable body, right? And for that, you need four things. These four things are what we call the four requisites. They are required and therefore they're called the requisites. You need clothes to keep you warm or cool. You need food to sate your hunger. Food includes water if you're thirsty. You need medicines when you break, when you fall ill. And then you need shelter to keep you free from the elements, safe from the elements, safe from predators, and all that sorts of things. These are the four things that you need physically. Okay? Let's just assume on our level playing field, we all have that equally. Right? This is how we're going to play the game. All of us, we have an equal amount of these four things. We have the food that we need, we have shelter, we have clothes, and we have medicines when we need it. Everyone gets that fair and square. Now, the physical problem is solved. So near on, you can't talk about the physical problem because we are making an assumption that we all have that equally. Next, we move on to the mental realm. In the mental realm, now we have diversity. Here's where we begin to have the differences. In the mental realm, you have these problems. So physically, your happiness is when you have the four requisites. Mentally, what is your happiness? Answer. Mentally, what is your happiness? Is it not a moment when you are free from all of this? Is that not what happiness is for you? Moments in life when you are free from all of these, is that not what happiness is for you? Let's put a few more on the board. Give me a few more. Let's ask the audience. Give me a few more to go on the board. Things that without which you would be happy. These are the things that steal your happiness. Give me a few more that steal your happiness. Anxiety, yes. Someone said hope. Yes, hope. Now you'll say, hang on a second, isn't hope a positive thing? You think so? What does hope give you? It vexes you. Pain. I'm going to say pain is to do with the body. If that's okay. So these are the mental pains, right? So I'm going to, just for our discussion, pain has its own definitions, but for the purpose of our discussion, I'm going to say pain is what is felt by the body. You can internalize pain, and then that becomes an extension of the physical pain. That's why if someone hits you today, it still hurts you 10 years on. Doesn't that happen? That guy, I see him across the street. 10 years ago, he slapped me in front of everyone else, and it still hurts. Not a single cell of your body remains from 10 years ago, but it still hurts. That's an extension of pain. That's a mental thing. That's a mental thing. Give me a couple more. Expectations. Dislike. Right. That's plenty. We are just about to define happiness. Okay? That's the purpose of this conversation. Let's define happiness. Let's define happiness in a way it is universally acceptable. Let's not walk away today unclear of what happiness means and without a definition of happiness that applies across the board to everyone. How about that for today's conversation? Yeah? Let's walk away from this hall, from this room today, having agreed on one definition of happiness that is true for all of us. I would like to propose to you, ladies and gentlemen, that happiness is a moment in your mind when you have none of these. Not some of these, not one of these, but none of these. A moment in your mind when you have none of these is a moment of happiness. This is what I propose to you. Take a moment to think about whether you agree with that or not. A moment when you're not feeling anxious. A moment when you're not feeling angry. A moment when you have no frustration, but you also have no hope. Because hope puts expectation in there. Hope is hoping what might happen in the future. So therefore you are living in the future, but in the present moment. That's what hope is. As I say, hope keeps you alive. Let me give you one better than that. Hope keeps you in samsara. Remember this carrot stuck in front of the donkey? What is that? That's hope. That's a hopeful donkey. That keeps you in samsara. It keeps you alive in samsara. A moment when you are free from all of these. One moment, I'm just talking about one moment. If there's ever a chitta that arises in you that is free from all of these, that is a moment in which you are happy. Any objections to that? A moment in your mind when you're free from all of these is a moment when you're happy. Agreed? Perfect. Are you? Are you? Right now? Yesterday? 2 hours ago? When you woke up this morning, how about that? Free of anxiety, free of anger, free of frustration, free of disappointment, free of fear, free of dislike. I mean, hey, you woke up next to the... Let's not go there. You gave dislike, it wasn't me. Isn't life ridden with disappointment? Isn't life just full of fear? Whenever you have the future in your mind, what are you always living in? Fear. And the past always brings you what? Disappointments and grief. You know what the Buddha said? Tannaya jayati sokho tannaya jayati bhayan. For as long as attachment remains in your mind, you have something you feel. There's an emotional connection to the future and an emotional connection to the past. Your emotional connection to the future is fear. Your emotional connection to the past is grief. That is your emotional connection. You know, when good things happen a moment ago, say something really good happened to you a moment ago. A moment ago, something really good happened to you. How are you feeling now about it? Okay, let's go back to that moment. So we are in the present moment. Something really good is happening right now. How are you feeling right now? Good. We'll come to that in a moment, right? You're feeling good. The next moment, how are you feeling? Which one of these are you feeling now? Sorrow. No? Why not? Something really good happened to you in the previous moment. It's not happening now. It's not happening now. It happened to you in the previous 1 second ago. It happened to you, not now. How are you feeling now? What do you wish? You wish to have that again, don't you? Yes? Let me give you an example. There are parents here who've given away their sons and daughters in marriage to some stranger. Used to be, but now you call them your in-laws. Once in a while you go around and you see them. Or they come over and you spend time with them. Right? So they're with you now. Let's imagine they're with you now. In the present moment, you feel happy. Then now it's time to leave because tomorrow they have work to go to. So they come up to you, say, goodbye, Amma, goodbye, Tati, hugs, embraces, kisses, all the rest of it, and then they leave. Mothers and fathers, do you just say goodbye, shut the door on your way out? Is that what you tell them? Do you tell them, okay, thanks for coming, just shut the door on your way out? You know, you can see yourself out, can't you? And can you, on your way out, can you please make sure you padlock the doors, please? Do you say that? Or do you actually walk up to the door and then walk up to the gate and then see until the vehicle passes by and you can't see the car anymore? Don't you go and stand around the corner? Have you not seen your parents do this for you? What are they wishing for? They're wishing that the past continues. So when they see you disappear just around the bend and they can no longer see you, the Ammi and Tati at home, they look at each other and they're hoping, when are they going to see that sight again? Whereas you are away with your family, you're talking with each other, you're enjoying, talking about the good things you did, and you're talking about tomorrow because you have work to go to. But mom and dad, they're at home. The only hope that they had was seeing you and greeting you and having you at home and treating you. But now that is gone, not for another few months again, perhaps. You gave them a moment of delight, but now that moment of delight has gone into the past. So therefore, in the present moment, they are one of these. What is that? Sorrow. They're in sorrow. Right, let's say 2 months have passed. They have promised to come and see you in 2 days' time. In 2 days' time, they have promised to come and see you. You get a call from your son or your daughter and he or she says, Ami, we are planning on coming, but, he's got an interview he has to go to. She has an appointment, a business appointment that she has to go to. And if it happens, unfortunately, we are not going to be able to come not for another 2 months. It's only every 2 months they can make this trip. But if this interview happens, if this appointment happens, then they're not going to be able to come to see you for the next 2 months. So the moment you hear that phone call, the moment you hear their voice and they say, we are going to come on day after tomorrow, but the moment you hear that but, now what comes into your mind? Which of these come into your mind? What comes into your mind? Fear. Now fear takes over. This is worry. Worry, fear, these are the two things. If there's anyone in the audience who doesn't experience this, either you have no children, or you have no expectations of your children, or you just have no expectations at all. Meaning, you have been healed by the Dhamma. This is one example, because I look at a room full of mothers and fathers and I know what some of the things that you have to go through. My parents, they come over from time to time. When they get the time, they come down to see me and they speak to me and then they say goodbye and then they leave. You'll never see me standing by the door of the temple looking around to see until the vehicle disappears around the bend. I don't do that. Their departure does not leave me in sorrow, just as much as their arrival or the hope of that does not bring me fear or expectation. If there's a mind that is set in front of me, if I can talk to them, I will talk to them and help them free themselves from suffering. Just as I do with you, I do the same with my parents. You might say, how heartless. Don't you feel something special about your parents? Aren't they special to you? Should you be feeling about them just the same way you feel about us? Here's my answer to that. They're my parents from this birth. Okay? Carry on. Yes? Fill in the blanks. And you're my parents from previous births. Should I not be treating all the same? Shouldn't I? Why the difference? Here's the deal. My parents in this birth, and remember this well, ladies and gentlemen, this is why we must always be grateful to everyone we meet. My parents in this birth gave me a womb. I got a mother and a father. She gave me a womb, and my father gave me a good upbringing. But it was not them who were responsible for me becoming a human. That was my previous parents. Don't you agree with that? There was nothing my parents in this birth could do to make me a human. If I was a human in my last birth, for instance, if I was a human in my last birth, my parents from my last birth, from my previous birth, they kept me safe. They kept me from doing the wrong things. They got me to engage in meritorious deeds and acquire enough merit so that I could be born a human. Now, who gave me this gift then? My parents from my previous births, and they may be somewhere in the audience today. My parents in this birth, she gave me a womb, and my father cared for me, looked after me, and brought me up healthy, and so on. So therefore, you can't expect me to feel any differently about them as I feel about you. I feel about all of you the same. As the Buddha says, in this journey that we have come in samsara, there's not a single man or woman who has not been a mother or father to you, ever. So we are all connected in some way. You just don't remember that, that's all. We don't have the sight, we don't have the ability to look back into our past and see the connections that we had, the relationships that we had. But then you have to wonder, why is it that of all the people out there, you are here in this room right now? Why it is that I am paying my debts to you? Where are the other people? Why are they not here? Sansaric transactions are what these things are. It's like any transaction. We give back what we take. And whatever we take, we have to give back. Whatever we give, we get given back. That's how this works. It's fair and square. Give or deny, God is always fair. He's never unfair. What you give, you get. What you deny, you are denied. So coming back to this point, we are here to establish a truth that is true for all of us. It's not a subjective truth. I want an objective truth, a truth that is true for all of us. You are all on different paths. You're all doing different things trying to achieve happiness, and by happiness you mean freedom from all of these things. Teachers in the room, are you happy from all of these things? Teachers, give me a nod if you are. Doctors in the room, are you free from all of these? Engineers in the room, are you free from all of these? Lawyers in the room, aren't you full of all of these? I love the lawyers. Scientists in the room, are you free from all of these? Mothers in the room, are you free from all of these? Fathers, are you, sir? Who in the room is free from all of this? What does that tell you? Do I need to convince you further? If your becoming human has to mean something, ladies and gentlemen, what meaning do you want to give to your human life? Is it not to achieve a state of mind where you are free from all of this? You know, this is what your pet dog at home can never achieve. Don't you think so? Your dog at home, no matter how much you love it, care for it, feed it, shelter it, wash it, take it to the vet, and keep it safe from other dogs in the neighborhood, right? No matter what you do, there is nothing you can do to free your dog from all of this. Yes or no? Why is that? Because you can't send him to school? Is that why? No. So then, that also tells you that going to school does not free you from all of this. Some of you here will have gone to the best schools in the land. Amongst you will be those who have been to the best schools in this country. Some of you will have learned at the best universities in the world. Are you free from all of these? If happiness equals being free from all of these, your pursuits were for the purpose of happiness, and you are still not free from all of these, then what was the point of becoming any of that?
Thank you for joining us on The Art of Being Happy from Jethavanarama Buddhist Monastery. May today's wisdom bring you peace and joy in your daily life. We'd love to hear how these talks have touched your life. Share your experiences with us on +91 6361 803371. Until next time, may you find happiness in each present moment. Brought to you by Sanathanavani, the voice eternal.